Well, hello and welcome back. It is a day before the spring semester starts, and it's going to be my internship. Yeah. Anyway, you don't care about that. You want to see Dungeonmans! So let's do it. We're doing Lady Dungeonmans, the friendly town to the Dungeonmans Academy. That's right. We spent the last, 5 minutes. And there's my set bonus, which might as well not exist because as soon as the shield goes away, you'd have to re-equip it to re-establish the shield. The only benefit is this shield has no time limit. Well then, we have to. Well, I'm going to clear the map first before we head on to the Purpleonians. That's just what I'm going to do. So we're gonna have to find anywhere and everywhere that there is places to go, and we're going to do the shortcut that you can do if you pick the skill. I think I've already cleared everything down here. Let's go to battle. Why not? I need some skulls anyway. Let's see. 4. There. Hey, what happened to my shield? My set shield? I call bullshit on that. Well, I can always summon my own, which, But anyway, that's not the point. Point is I like being a champion when I come here. Was that the point I was trying to make? I don't think it was. Ow. My shield is not reestablished. Thus, I'm probably going to die. Because I have light armor, which does not suck up damage very well. Light armor is poor man's armor, but it's a lot better than medium armor. Oh, come on, Mr. Necro. There you go. Kick his ass. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna kick your ass. I've got archery, so I shouldn't have too much of a problem here. The Ice Golem problem is fixed. He's actually called a Hate Glacier, but yeah, we call him the Ice Golem because he's ice and he's a golem. He's an animated construct there to serve you. So the problem with him not throwing ice missiles has now been remedied, so he will in fact lob them forever and a day. So it is now very much viable to use that strategy one more time. I don't need to actually fight anybody here. I'm good. Okay, let's go to battle and see what we got. I'm champion for, it looks like 20 turns it starts out as, or like 18 maybe. So, right there. And I should have this. I have a decent bow. Oh, there. I might as well reestablish my shield, and I'm trying to avoid his environmental damage. Yeah. As soon as my shield shatters, I'll be susceptible to it again. But my archery can keep everyone at a distance, and if you're gonna pick light armor, I recommend some sort of distance combat as well. I don't recommend having hand-to-hand. I could think that maybe light armor would have been the armor of choice for mobility, and it isn't. That's medium armor, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work, you know. You don't want it at all. Haven't found a redeeming quality yet for it. Okay. I think I got this. Okay, there's the money I was looking for. Oh, ouch. Right. What I don't like is me trying to enchant things. It does seem that the scrolls of Enfrim Strengthen only seem to want to give you starlight or purple. And they seem to do it quite regularly, which is annoying because you think, I mean, I would like them to try and give me something else. Alright. I'm champion. I really don't need the shield on right now while I'm champion because the champion renew is really nice. But I have now lost it, so I will now push everybody away by spamming this attack. And my shield has an attack back, which is decent enough that if they're next to me, it just does some more splash damage, which, you know, I can handle that. Better there. How many of these guys, how many of these little fuckers are there? If you were playing medium armor right now, you'd be fucked. Yeah, cause I guess I also made the game a lot harder by not picking ranged attacks as well. But they said there are ways to get in without using ranged attack, and I took them at face value on that. And I'm sorry, but they were wrong. They were just dead wrong. You have to have ranged combat in this game, or you've gimped yourself to the point where the game is almost unbeatable. Because the things like this, when they get in close, they are cheap as hell. Enemies that throw things from a distance, you want that thing, you'd need, you know, some ranged combat to deal with. People who teleport, like him and the Trixie, they require range to deal with effectively. You can't bounce close enough. You can't bounce like 6 tiles, okay? And you just can't do it. And of course, don't take dual wielding, because the skills for dual wielding kind of suck. I mean, they just suck. Compared to the two-handed, they just do. I know I said I didn't need the shield while I have champion status, but the champion status doesn't last that long, so might as well pop on the shield because it's my only real protection with squishy armor. They should call it. They should, since this game has a sense of humor, it really should be called squishy armor. Because I mean, they make fun of everything else in this game. Why not squishy? To battle. Why not call it? I mean, they call heavy armor real armor, so why not have another joke? Just squishy armor, and then springboard armor, and then real armor. Because why not? Because that's kind of what they intended for it to be. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Let's get out of here. I'm not really getting much experience. Oh god, I'm just encounters up the ass. Uh-oh. I actually didn't want to do that. I think I'm getting my ass kicked because I let them team up on me like this. There. And I need my shield, or I'm fucked. Well, the problem is I have 2 of those ranged guys on my ass at the same time, and 2 magic dudes. Fucking you is... We don't need yet. Don't need yet. I just wanted to get that armor, of course. Even though I can't equip it, I can tell right away it's heavy armor. Or real armor. Yeah. Always pick a ranged ability. Now, I beat the game with javelins, or javelin spears, which isn't really a ranged weapon, but it does have range 2, and its ability gives you range 4. Stabs only give you range 3, to put it in perspective. So, there's always that for you. And range 3 is stabs. And I actually didn't want to attack you. Hey, Glacier, I wanted to attack you. There you go. Because he's going to swap my status effects if I don't, and I really want to keep my shield. Hey, I can cast that magic shield on myself. So, that's pretty good. And I guess that might have helped right then, because he's throwing magic bolts at me, maybe. I can't see you, you're behind a tree. God, this... no, I don't want a Resto Shield. It's not going to work anyway. Right. This episode's going to be called the episode of Random Encounters, because that's all I'm getting right now. There you go. I'm just going to block all my shots like a little bitch. Nope. I am going to hit you. Icosahedron, or whatever the fuck you are. 20-sided die. You're just going to call it the 20-sided die. This is trivial, but you can't skip trivial caves, sadly. Now that I have all the skulls in hand, I'll summon the golem and my shield. See, look, he has the ice now, which puts him back on par with being a pretty damn good familiar. Yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. He is now good again. Oh, someone I don't know on my Steam list back when I added people for the achievement of with friends like these on Team Fortress 2 has now logged in and played a game that I don't own and don't care about. Yay! I really need to purge that list. Yeah, and I can't wait until this game comes out. The Humble Bundle updates. so I can avoid all those Steam interruptions. I don't like games on Steam. I just don't. I'm not a Steam guy like most people are. Like, I don't mind Steam. Steam's a client. Steam is there's also another name for it. But right now, the only word I can think of is client. And it is DRM, and it is you buying licenses to play games. You are not buying the game itself. And I'm sorry, but I grew up in a different time. I grew up in a time when you bought a game, it was yours. Yes, it came with a CD code, and yes, that was kind of abusable. But, you know, and yes, my friends actually did let me borrow their Warcraft 2 CD with the code, and I installed it on my computer because I couldn't buy it. But see, that didn't lose Blizzard any money, because that was a game I couldn't buy anyway. But I love how they claim it would cause them to lose money. People doing that. Yeah, and it doesn't. It doesn't. Absolutely does not. When you can't afford something anyway, it costs people nothing to, if they want to try to get it without having to buy, you know, spend $30 plus. I think it was $30 when it came out, Warcraft 2, and the expansions were $15 each. And yeah, we used to. They didn't call them DLCs back then because you didn't download them; you bought them in the store. They were called expansions, and yes, they were $15 a piece. But you know what? If the game was good, you were willing to spend $15 on an expansion. And I bought. Later on, in the early 2000s, I mean, Battle Realms was already kind of an old game, but I liked it, and I bought the 2 expansions for it. Actually, I think there's only 1 expansion, Winter of the Wolf. Yeah. Second one never came out. Well, actually, I don't even think it was planned. I just want to say it might have been planned to make me feel better, because that would have been the Lotus Clan. Yeah. You could play in the main storyline as the Dragon or the Serpent Clan, which the Serpent Clan was just basically a corrupted version of the Dragon Clan. That's it. And it was my favorite clan. And it was the main story, Serpent. Or you could argue the Dragon was, because that was like the good guy path, but they were 2 distinct paths. They just branched off from each other, much like the Paladin became the Dark Paladin in Warcraft 3. Same principle. The storyline got dark there. I never played the game past that, Warcraft 3, ever. As soon as he became a Dark Paladin, he says, "What are you doing, seceding you, father?" Or seceding you. I never actually played the game after that. There was like an elf mission after that. I tried to play it, and I didn't like it. And it was at that point I realized that the game was so hotkey heavy that if you hadn't mastered the hotkeys, you really had a problem. And I hadn't mastered the hotkeys because at that point in time, my computer gaming wasn't about hotkeys. It was, you know, about using mouse interface and having fun. And that game was tailored around the fucking hardcore, goddamn, you know, master the hotkeys or your life sucks. And since people were mastering hotkeys anyway, we might as well make this game require hotkeys, because every fucking unit's got a special ability, and you can't just go into the unit's little bio page on the left and click on it, because, you know, that's too slow. You have to be able to master all these hotkeys, and well, people are gonna do it anyway, so you might as well tailor a fucking UI around it. And you know, no, people aren't gonna do that, and I'm sorry, but that game sucked to me because of it. People go, no, Warcraft 3 was a good game. For you, wasn't a good game because I saw what they were doing with the engine. I didn't like what they were doing with the engine. Doesn't matter if the game was good, doesn't matter if the story was good, doesn't matter if the graphics were improved. It was what they fucking did with the engine, and I didn't like it. And the game engine is fucking like the entire gameplay experience now, isn't it? Yeah. Graphics aren't fucking your gameplay experience to most degrees. They just aren't. That's your eye candy. Other things aren't part of your overall gameplay. It's part of your overall gameplay experience, but it's not part of your direct gameplay experience. Voice acting, indirect gameplay experience, script, story, indirect gameplay experience. Even though people might argue that the story can forgive a really bad game if you're really invested in a story, and yes, I will totally agree with you on that. So maybe I'll rate story a little higher than graphics engine. But gameplay is the bread and butter of the fucking game, and you know, when you change your game engine so much that it's not recognizable to hardcore. Well, I wasn't a hardcore Warcraft 2 fan, but I liked Warcraft 2. I loved Beyond the Dark Portal. You know, I loved the story. As a matter of fact, up to that point, I only played games for the story. I didn't understand skirmish mode, really. Age of Empires 2, The Conquerors, was the first game I played where skirmish mode was really the only mode I wanted to play. because I didn't care about the story. It felt tacked on, rushed. It was historic, but at the same time I didn't care. Probably because it was historic, and I didn't want an historic story in a fantasy type game setting. That wasn't what I was there for. And I didn't know how true to history the story was being, and to me, yeah, there was actually a lot of extra stuff to read in Age of Empires 2: The Conquerors. You had to have the Age of Kings to get the Conquerors. I never played Age of Kings story. I went right to the Conquerors. Because the Conquerors, I tried to play Age of Kings after I played the Conquerors and didn't like it because the Conquerors actually fixed a few issues that Age of Kings had. One of them I can remember is reseeding. I think it only let you queue up 15 reseeds on your farms, but the Conquerors let you queue up like 30, something like that. I remember the limit being really stupidly small in Age of Kings, and then they improved it. There shouldn't have been a limit to begin with. I mean, you should have been able to queue up like 50 if you wanted to, if you had the wood. But anyway, and I realized that I'm actually getting to this cave without the summons, which is interesting. I'm just relying on my own shield, which is fine because you might not have the summons. What is number 3? Oh, 3 is my archer ability, and I tend to not use it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now, this is when I realize that I've been talking and not paying attention. Let's use a healing potion. That should recover me enough. There. Okay, good. That healing potion did its thing. I got my health back. Ow. Because I'm going on this tirade. Is it called a tirade? When you're not really raged about something, but you're prattling on about it over and over again. You have this monologue on it. You know, I think it's called a tirade. I don't know. I probably made up that word to mean what I want it to mean, but who knows? Because your brain does that. Your brain does funny things. I probably should make that knockback 3 instead of 4 because my middle finger, my index finger hits F for the targeting. My middle finger with the D goes up, and that's fucking 3, and it has to move over to 4. It's a little bit. It's not natural if you're a typer. So yeah, if you're a proper typer, that is. Now I have a kick-ass weapon, but I'm not using it because I don't like that attack back with those guys. Look how much he's dodging me. Yep, he shattered my shield. But look, these arrows, while not as strong as my two-handed weapon, are keeping everybody at bay. And everyone who has range is using range, and everyone who doesn't is... Oh, well, I'm just going to use 4 and knock you back. There you go. 4 is a lot harder to dodge, to counter, so... I don't think you can counter it. And you can probably counter it, but it still knocks you back, so... I think I mentioned that last episode. It's hard for me to remember what exactly I mentioned last episode. It was like 2 days ago. For me, recording. I think it was 2 days ago. Actually, I had a friend visit around here, so I've been off the radar for like 3 days. You know, I didn't even have to shoot there. I could have just attacked because the froggy's not really a threat to me at the moment. I am getting a lot of good items here, which is great. But you know, overall, this cave, yeah, it's a meh cave. There. It's a cave that I went in. It says trivial on it, and I guess I go in it specifically to kill the boss, and maybe there's a proof of strength I can get out of it, which is fine. That's kind of what I like. There. And I want to get all the loot because it's basically potion grinding at this point, because you can't always buy all the potions you want in the shops, and they don't always stock all the ones you want. And there's never a merchant who has everything you want. There's always going to be an item or two that someone else is going to have, and I don't remember where all the merchants that have all the items that I want are, and I don't remember where all the hives of savings are that have like books or something that I might want, or scrolls of ephemeris which are 75 gold, which I now can afford. I've got 11,000 gold. That's pretty good. As you get later in the game, people tend to say I've got like 50,000 gold. Oh, okay, great. 50,000 gold is great. I've never had that much, I don't think. There's an old man who sells a lot of that expensive weird shit, but I don't need it because it's not part of my build, most of it, and even if it was, I think I have better stuff. Like, he has items that are good, but by the time you find him, well, Not really, because you could find them early as well. But if you find them and you have better stuff, it's like, you should know that I have better stuff. I should show him the shit I have. I've been like, hey, you should drop your prices because I think I'm your only fucking customer. I wouldn't buy this crap unless... now I'm attacking, trying to melee, because I know I have a pretty good melee weapon. I'm getting a decent amount of rings, but I don't know if any of them are any good. I think I can auto-identify, right? Yes, I can just go and check it out. Yeah, of course I can. I have level 3 for advanced delving, which I really recommend getting, but since there are books for it, you kind of don't want to waste your points on it. You want to find the books and waste the money to buy it, because what else are you going to use your money on? Not much. You buy scrolls. You buy the really good scrolls to enchant the stuff that you find that's better quality by +1 than what you currently have. That's what you use gold for. And where the fuck's the stairway down? Okay, it's up there. Monsters can respawn in these areas, but if you handle them like I did, they're not gonna spawn all that much. Oh, there's a monster down there. Great. Oh, I was still under the effects of my shield. Yay. Which means I have blowout for 3 turns now. It's equal 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, put my shield back. You gonna go like that? If I get some lucky arrows, you're gonna die in a couple hits. What I don't like about these caves is you never know how many levels there are. And they're all pretty much samey. All the caves are the same. They all look like pretty much this. You get the wide open areas of 4-1. Then you get areas that are narrow and pretty much from point A to point B. Then you get another floor that's wide open, and then you get another point A to point B floor. I think it alternates. Sometimes you get lucky, and the caves are only a few levels deep, and 3 levels deep. So you get 1 wide open level, 1 point A to point B level, which is this, because it goes from the top left to the bottom right. So you basically can't get lost along the way. It's not possible. I mean, unless you're a total fucking rock, you're not gonna get lost. I'm not drinking those potions of baloney. I think they fucking. Oh, there's a potion that like cancels bleeding and prevents new bleeding from happening, and I actually buy that with medium armor because medium armor has no way to mitigate damage. Medium armor, light armor, as you can see here, negates damage with its shield, and negates background damage and poison and bleed damage and poison damage. Negates the poison cloud, negates it if you are poisoned, and negates bleed damage while the shield's up. The shield doesn't last that long, 20 turns, but 20 turns is significant. You can walk around with it a little bit. And if you happen to walk in an area where they just start spamming poison cloud environmental damage on you, you'll be happy to have that shield. Heavy armor shakes it off. If you use the heavy ability, it stops poison and bleed, doesn't prevent new ones from happening, but it stops it. And you could probably spam that every couple turns. So there's always that for you. Here, with medium armor, you don't get any of that. So because medium armor doesn't let you negate, doesn't let you shrug off, or mitigate, doesn't let you shrug off, and it doesn't let you repel, cancel damage. Nullify damage, yeah. It doesn't let you shrug off or nullify. It should let you mitigate, which means reduce. So, but it doesn't. I always thought the second ability of medium armor should be like 50% less poison and bleed damage. Passive ability. Its passive ability states that if you get hit, you get an improved dodge chance for your next hit, so it makes you harder to hit twice in a row. And it doesn't seem to do much because I still get fucking hit twice in a row all the goddamn time. Then again, if both other medium armor abilities are on at the same time, shifting about, that's doing a slide, and then activating it. If you have both of those on, you have 3 direct turns of my dodge is awesome, go fuck yourself, and then you have to pop both abilities again. So 40% of your time is spent rebuffing. Oh good, I found the bottom. Now this is the time where I want to summon the fucking golem. Because, that's just what we want to do. It's okay, when he's paralyzed, it don't matter. Okay, Mr. Golem. Your ice missile is back, so you can pretty much just one-shot these guys. Why do you have to go out like a little? Oh, wait a minute! I can see the coins above the water. It used to be the water superseded the water tile superseded the other tile, and now it doesn't do that. Now the money shows up above the water. That must have been a miniature update when they did one in the update log for 102 alpha. I can get behind that because it was really hard to find the money when it fell in this water area. Certainly. Oh yeah, my one shot kicks his ass. One cave at 25 minutes in. Well, I did get a purple strength. This is why it's going to take me a little bit of time to get to the Purpleonians with this light armor build, because I want to clear the map of all areas for the sake of loot. So let's look at the loot we got. Let's see if any of it's any good. I can equip one-handed weapons, but I'm not, because I'm not going to do two-handed weapons. I'm not going to do shields. That's only a -8. That's kind of fun. A two-handed hammer versus a two-handed sword. But I just love my 4d6 and my 2d4 and my... That 1d3 pisses me off. I wish it was in the 2d6 out of the goal, or 3d6 even. Highest it gets. Nope, 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 nope. That bow sucks. It was close, but no. -1, medium armor can't use, yeah. See, medium armor is better in all ways from light armor as far as defense, and of course evade. But even with the defense, it doesn't give you that much. Alright. Real armor is fantastic. And look, it can even give you more dodge than light armor. Anyway, that's 9% reduced stamina cost for power. I think I'll save that one. Yeah. 38 spell power. I have a 39 spell power save, I think. Reduce mana cost, don't need. I don't need the other one either, I'm just saving it for posterity or some shit. No real reason why I'm saving stuff. Okay, rings. Now we're going into ring territory. 150 fire resist. Well, I've got my resource generation rings, which are really fucking great. I didn't really get that many rings. I got like 4 new rings. And they're all rings I've had before. A scroll of fortify weapon. I think my weapons is max is gonna get. But is this? Yeah, it's max too. So yeah, that's 11% increased base health. I would do reduce mana cost or stamina cost for powers. Probably stamina cost because I'm using two weapon combat ability, but at the same time I don't really need to. I don't think. Put my shield on and then knock your ass back. Really wish you wouldn't. I see you over there. Yeah. Chances are I can probably pelt these guys to death before any of them get near me. Or if they get near me and that one attack back will do them in. I don't need to stay here. Matter of fact, I probably should just skedaddle. I don't even use that word that often, just there. You know what, I'm gonna avoid my fucking random encounters. God, they're everywhere. Which is fine, I mean, if you're looking for a fight, you got it. But this is legendary level. Hey, oh, that's the tower where we found it. We found it. Well, we're not going to go there just yet because there's still part of the map to explore. Yeah, we have a few more areas around here. Oh yeah, and we never did this area, which is a really wide area. It's really annoying to do. And there's 2 of them. Oof. Probably take me a half hour just to do that. But hey, what are we here for? We're here for caves. In fact, 2 of those probably would be an hour. So why don't we do the mausoleum first? And then we'll do those next time.